YouTube, man, what's popping with y'all, man? I hope everything is going good, man. What we about to get into today is 3 insecurities that turn women off. All right, so number 1 is always feeling the need to be validated, man. I know a lot of men kind of go through this one right here because just not even men, but people in general, we're always looking for these outer things to make us feel good. Oh, this person make me feel good. She'll make me feel good. And a lot of times as men, we get with these women because, man, she looks super good. She the baddest woman I've probably ever been with. And we get with her, and naturally we're looking for her to validate us and for her to fill in these needs that we have. And what you got to understand is a woman doesn't want to be in that position. She wants to be feminine and she wants you to be in your masculine. And I'm not saying that you're going to be in your masculine 100% of the time and she's going to be in her feminine 100% of the time. But she wants you to feel good about yourself. And I tell you guys all the time on this channel, you have to learn how to validate yourself, because when you're looking for somebody else to validate you, they're not going to do it. That's unrealistic. You know, your woman is the one at times that's gonna need the assurance. You know what I'm saying? You can't be looking for her to give you all that assurance that you need to make yourself feel good. Because here's the thing, man, you gotta make your own self feel good, because when you get involved with women, when you're in situations with women, it's like holding up a mirror, because all that she's going to get back to you is what you're showing. So if you don't feel good about yourself, now she's going to start to disrespect you because you don't even respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you have to learn how to validate yourself. You got to tell yourself that you're good enough. You got to tell yourself that you're worthy, because if not, this is where the self-sabotage happens. This is when you start to mess a good thing up because you don't feel like you deserve it. And that was me for so many years. You know what I'm saying? I'll get with somebody that I was really attracted to, but then because I don't feel good about myself, I naturally mess it up. I naturally self-sabotage it because I don't feel worthy enough. I'm questioning, like, why is she with me? I ain't nothing. And guess what? She gonna agree with you. And also too, man, when you self-validated, man, that's where that real confidence comes out. And that's what a woman is attracted to, because when you validate yourself, when you love yourself, when you feel like you're enough, and that car don't validate you, or that woman don't validate you, or these people don't validate you, and you validate yourself, man, that's real power, because you don't need nobody. You can stand alone. You know what I'm saying? You got standards for yourself. And that's very sexy and very attractive to women. So you gotta be self-validated, because if you're not self-validated, when you get with a woman, that's going to get exposed over time. I'm telling you, it's going to get exposed. That's a fact. All right, number 2 is losing emotional control, man. This is a big one right here. A lot of times, man, we get with a woman that we really like, start to let our guard down. We start to become less masculine. We start to become laid back, a little bit too comfortable. And over time, we turn into a marshmallow. That's me for so many years. We get hella soft and super soft, and then we can't get control over our emotions. And that all comes out with your actions, the way you acting, how you're showing up, what you're saying to her. And a lot of times you don't even realize it, but when you lose control over your emotions because you really like a woman, it's going to come off as a little desperate, a little insecure. And a lot of times you don't, like I said, you don't even realize it's coming off, but she does. See, a man that can't control his emotions, man, is super disgusting to a woman, because now she doesn't feel safe with you, because you don't even feel safe with yourself. So now she's questioning you as a man because you don't have control over your emotions, because she's the one that's supposed to be in her emotions and be confused. But when you don't know where you stand with the woman, and you lose all control of your emotions, and now you're not the man that you once was, that it becomes a turn on. I mean, that's just straight up. And that's what happened to me for so many years. I couldn't control my emotions. And again, this goes to getting past a woman's looks, man. You got to be able to get past her looks, because a lot of times that's really what it is. She the best woman you didn't ever dealt with looks wise. So you feel like in your head, man, it's like, man, I'll never have nothing like this. So naturally you start to get comfortable. The more you're around her, you get more laid back. You start to lose your masculine. and now that real person is showing up. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta definitely make sure that you keep control of your emotions, man. And the way you really keep control of your emotions is just asking yourself, man, what else does this woman bring to the table? Like, yeah, I know she look good. I know she got something fat back there, but what else can she do? Is she feminine? Is she nurturing? Is she on my program? So when you're coming from that mind or that frame of thinking, you're not caught up in, oh man, I really like her. You're in the mindset of, man, she gotta convince me. Because I was always in the mindset of, I gotta convince her. That was always my mindset for years. So when you come from that mind frame of, man, what else you got? What else you got? Okay, cool, what else you got? When you come from that mind frame, she's gonna be the one that's trying to convince you. You know what I'm saying? All right, number 3 is you not trusting her. This one is huge because trust is one of those things, guys, where, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to get, but you can lose it twice as fast as you got. So it's one of those things where a lot of times, man, we go into these, and we're gonna look at it from both sides, right? A lot of times we get with these women we find to be hella attractive, super bad, and we don't trust her. And the reason why we don't trust her is because we didn't spend that time to properly vet her. You know, I was having a conversation with one of my female cousins the other day. We went to go get some Mexican, and we was just sitting there talking about how much family dynamics plays a role in genetics in a sense of when you have kids. Because we were just talking about some of our cousins and certain sides of the family and how people just downplay, you know, people's family. So it's very important that you vet women. And that's including their family. What's their family like? I'm saying, because if you plan on having kids or a family with that person, genetics is gonna play a role in that. So my whole point to that is you gotta vet people. That's why we don't trust people, because we never spent the time to vet them. We met them and we wanted to move all extra fast to get to the relationship. And now we realizing like, dang, I don't even know this person. And also too, man, you gotta trust your instinct, man. If you feel like you gotta always try to see what's on her phone or look at her phone and things like that, for one, you didn't properly vet her. And for two, you shouldn't be with somebody you don't trust. That's stupid. Why would you be with somebody that you can't even trust? You gotta put a track on her car to follow her. Man, you shouldn't even be with a woman like that. And vice versa. If a woman feels like she can't trust you, you shouldn't even be with her, because then the disrespect is going to start to happen. Either way, vice versa, whether you don't trust her, she doesn't trust you. A relationship or a situationship or whatever you want, I have to say a long-term situation, it cannot be built without trust. And a lot of times what you got to understand is if you can't trust that person, I question, should you even really be with them? And again, if we spend the time to vet people, and when I say vet people, spend the time to pay attention to people's actions. How are you acting over a prolonged period of time? How are you when something goes left? You know what I'm saying? What are you like around your family? Like, when you spend the time to vet people and pay attention to how they show up in their life and their personal life and things like that, then you'll get the answers that you need. But when you're in a rush, when you meet somebody to go dive in head first and do all of those things, most likely you ain't gonna have trust because you don't know the person. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to be with somebody where you gotta always look over their shoulder, or you only can trust them as far as you can see them. You shouldn't have to be in a position like that. If you gotta question it, you shouldn't be with them. And what y'all gotta understand with women, man, when you have things about yourself that you don't feel good about, it's going to show with a woman, because a woman is like a mirror. She's a reflection, and all she's gonna do is hold it up. So when you don't feel good about something, it's going to become an issue because you making it an issue. You know what I'm saying? And what you gotta understand, as a human, we all have things that we don't like. We're imperfectly perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we all have things about ourselves that we don't like. But when you make it an issue, she's going to make it an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole point to the video. That's why the whole point to the video is learn how to love yourself for who you are. And then that other person will appreciate you. But the second that you start to doubt yourself and you letting your insecurities run your life, man, it's gonna be an issue, man. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. And I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel. As always, guys, make sure you go tap into the Patreon for exclusive content. That link is in the description. And also, guys, continue to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.